Hey YouTubers, just completed my first PNP RC plane, the Durafly Tundra V2, and it all went together really good. I had to select a receiver for the first time. I was always flying bind and fly airplanes. I picked the Admiral 600, I don't know what you call it, Stability Plus. Has 3 different modes. I set mine up for gyro on at all times and panic recovery. And this is why I'm making this video, because it took forever to set this old Gen DX8 up for switching the panic button for panic recovery. So take a look at this. This is what I found. It works perfect now. And then I'll demonstrate this Admiral 600. It's awesome. I had to tinker with it a lot, but I think if I present this right, it may save you a little bit of time if you got an old gen. Nothing wrong with this radio, it's just tinkering with it. James from Motion RC has a great series of videos on this receiver, but I wish they would have put out another video to help us folks with the old gen radios, because there's a little trick to it. Switch assignment's not near as easy as it is with the newer radios. So check it out. This is the Gen 1 Spectrum DX8, and I guess they call it what? Yeah, Gen 1. The the DX Gen 2s and now the Ns and all that have a lot of programming that is a little bit different than this, and what I did was I finally got away from the bind and fly aircraft, E-Flight, Hobby Zone. I mean, I love them, but I wanted a Tundra, and it's all PNP, Durafly. So I had to choose a receiver. So I got the Admiral 600sp Stability Plus, I guess that is, and oh, did I go through an ordeal trying to get this DX8 to program the panic button. So I thought maybe, well, as hard as I looked for information and couldn't find it, or had a very difficult time finding it, I thought I would start this video, try to clear things up. So I watched several of the Motion RC videos for the Admiral 600. I think the guy's name is James. He does a great job. But one thing I wish they would have done was talked about setting up different radios, or the Gen 1 Spectrums. I think he had like a DX9 or something like that. And so this DX8, in order to get, I use Combo A, which is gyro on all times and panic mode. Okay, so I could not get the panic mode to engage, I guess, with the bind button or the trainer button. So after a lot of trial and error, I came up with this. So you go to your servo page, you set your gear to 100, 100, aux 2, 100, 100, okay? And then when you make sure those are there, you got to set up mix 1. So what we'll do, I think for mix, let's go up here let's set up a mix. Okay, first, before we set up the mix, I guess, what we need to do is we need to go to switch select. Where the heck is it? Switch select. Okay, on switch select, you want the trainer button to operate aux2. You want the gear to switch gear. Everything else is inhibited except the aux3 knob. And we'll talk about that. Okay, so trainer to aux2. Okay, let's go back. I think the only way to do this, right? Let's see. There we go. Okay, so we're back to my Tundra. And we're going to set a mix. And we'll go to mix 1. So aux2 to the gear channel. And apparently internal to the Admiral 600, the recovery mode works on the gear channel. So you see my rates, 0, 5, and an offset of 0. And so when you push the panic button, or the trainer button, or the bind button, whatever you call it, you see aux2 moves its full travel, but you also see gear move 5%. And that's what's triggering it. Okay? So now it's all set. That's how you set up a panic recovery on an old gen radio. Okay, so here's the Durafly Tundra. And we're going to take a look at the receiver. It's kind of a mess in here, but it's all set up the way it should be. You can see the green light in there. That's showing me that it's in Combo A, which is gyro on all the time until you activate the panic button, which should correct for anything. It should bring it to wings level. Momentary switch. You get a little out of control, you push the panic button, and all the flight controls should react and give you level flight. Let go of the panic and keep on flying. So right here with my DX8, the panic button or the bind button or the trainer button, whatever you want to call it, switch I, if you want to call it that, because that's what they call it now. That is set up to switch this thing into panic recovery. And when I activate the switch, you see the red and green light release. Release. All right. It's a go. And then I use that double-sided tape in there. I think it'll hold. And I got my antenna spread out, I think, pretty good. It's kind of a mess in there. All my servos have been squared away. If you look at my ailerons to flaps, I got a little bit of flap droop here. Damn. Maybe it's the ailerons riding a little high here. I tinkered with that, you know. Boy, that is a little off, hey? Maybe I shouldn't square that away a little bit, huh? Then I thought to myself, you know, it is just a toy. Let's see if I can trim it out. No, that's center trim. But you know what? I'm used to trimming my stuff. It's full of Band-Aids and glue. So anyway, there it is, all set up with the DX8 Gen 1. My Tundra is beautiful. I can't wait to fly it. Let's see what happens. I checked the balance of the prop. Ooh, my battery is low. Ooh, what the hell is going on here? Oh, I think it's my battery. Check that shit out. All right. I need to give this thing some attention. So we got this thing fired up. Everything's working. Look at these flaps. Can you see that? Holy wow. Love the flaps. I think I might have to adjust this aileron. Yep, this aileron's a little out. That one. Anyway, so panic mode. This thing, well, first of all, stability augmentation, or what do they call it? Stability plus. It's really augment. So anyway, so you hear the servos and a little bit of flight control movement. That's gonna fight your turbulence. And what the heck's going on here? And then that gain pot right here, aux 3. It automatically locks onto that aux thing. So you can set it to where at full blast it might be a little bit too much. And then back it off a little bit and leave your knob like right there. Stability augmentation, gyro. Okay, so let's say you're flying like Muskie Bob and you're just like freaking out. And then you reach over and you touch the bind button or the whatever, the panic button. Boom. Whoa. Level flight. Release. I love it. It's all set up and ready to go. Should I? Should I take her out for its maiden flight? That's the big question. Will I do it? I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick to the simulator today. It's kind of cold out. What the fuck's going on here? Fucking thing's making noise. Well, I hope that solved a problem for somebody out there. I'm sure there's a lot of people with those old radios. And I had so much trouble finding the information, I thought, well, I might as well share some of this. Oh, hey, one thing before we call it before we wrap this thing up. Muskie Bob here. Oh yeah. Tune in again. Gonna fly the Tundra one of these days. Thanks for watching. I gotta take off.